Hollywood is known for its glamour and closely kept secrets. Some celebrities have hidden their innermost feelings behind their brilliant grins and accolade-winning performances to survive in a biased and judgmental profession. Rumors and whispers concerning Hollywood stars have come to light over the years, illuminating a reality that the general public rarely sees. Many people, from rising stars to A-list icons, have had to balance their private lives with their public personas. However, which celebrities startled the public by disclosing their facts or keeping them secret today? Come learn the fascinating and occasionally tragic tales of 25 Hollywood celebrities who kept their identities hidden while in the public eye. Number 1. Raymond Burr. The legendary actor Raymond Burr, who's most recognized for his parts in Ironside and Perry Mason, left behind a legacy of stoic characters who stood for justice. His personal story, however, was far more nuanced. Burr created a public identity, complete with stories of a terrible past involving a fictional wife and kid to save his career in a heteronormative sector. On the set of Perry Mason, he met Robert Benavides, with whom he had a close, decades-long friendship. They managed a prosperous vineyard in California while nurturing a mutual love of winemaking and orchid breeding. The compromises that many LGBTQ+ celebrities have to make to maintain their professions are highlighted by Burr's meticulous balancing act between public fabrication and private truth. His discreet rejection of social conventions, which opened the door for broader acceptance in the profession, is just as much a part of his legacy today as his legendary roles. Number 2. John Travolta. Popular for his memorable parts in Saturday Night Fever and Grease, John Travolta has long captivated the public with both his personal and professional lives. Travolta has been the subject of ongoing allegations over his sexual orientation for decades. Even though he's married to actress Kelly Preston and has a well-documented family life. Former employee accusations and widely shared tabloid articles have stoked conjecture, although Travolta has repeatedly declined to comment on the allegations. His experience reflects the intense scrutiny that celebrities endure when every private moment can be used as publicity. Despite the claims, Travolta has managed to maintain his status as a beloved Hollywood character thanks to his timeless charisma and ability to reinvent himself on film. His story reminds viewers of the human side of celebrity that is sometimes obscured by dramatic headlines, highlighting the fine line that must be drawn between preserving one's private life and upholding one's public image. Number 3. Ramon Navarro. One of the biggest names in early Hollywood, Ramon Navarro enthralled audiences with his exotic charm and fiery personality. Navarro, known as the Latin Lover, became well known for his fantastic performance in Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ in 1925. But the strict social mores of the day tainted his life off-screen. Being a gay man who kept to himself, Navarro was always afraid of being discovered, particularly at a period when being gay was not only frowned upon but was considered a career killer. Even while maintaining a well-maintained public persona, he found comfort in a secret life of close-knit friendships and covert romances. His life tragically ended in 1968 when two brothers killed him in what was said to be a failed extortion attempt. In addition to bringing to light the brutal realities LGBTQ+ celebrities endured during Hollywood's golden age, Navarro's narrative serves as a reminder of the bravery needed to survive in such a toxic atmosphere. Number 4. Tom Hardy. From the melancholy Bane in The Dark Knight Rises to the gregarious Eddie Brock in Venom, Tom Hardy's flexibility on-screen has solidified his place as one of Hollywood's top actors. But Hardy's openness about his past gives his character another fascinating dimension. In a 2008 interview, he candidly talked about his early sexual exploration and the fluidity of relationships and attraction. Hardy's openness to talk about self-discovery defies strict social categories and shows that he's comfortable with his identity, even though he is eventually classified as heterosexual. His ability to approach such subjects honestly, demonstrating that self-awareness and personal development are essential aspects of life, is something that fans like. Beyond the media headlines, Hardy's candor offers a novel viewpoint in a field that is sometimes fixated on appearance. His narrative emphasizes valuing uniqueness and complexity in the contemporary, changing Hollywood environment. Number 5. Cary Grant. Charm, sophistication, and wit were all embodied by Cary Grant, a timeless symbol of Hollywood's golden age. He gained international acclaim for his parts in famous films like His Girl Friday and North by Northwest. However, there was still mystery and conjecture about Grant's private life. Rumors concerning his sexual orientation were centered on his connection with fellow actor Randolph Scott, with whom he lived for more than 10 years. Their Beverly Hills home, known as Bachelor Hall, was awash with pictures of the couple enjoying domestic bliss, which stoked interest and made headlines. Though Grant never publicly addressed them, rumors regarding his true orientation continued to circulate despite his 5 marriages. Grant's duality reflects the need to maintain perfection in a harsh industry, keeping a faultless public persona while protecting his personal life. His life provides insight into the conflict between public expectations and sincerity that characterized Hollywood's most glitzy period. Number 6. Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper is one of the most admired journalists in the world because of his composed manner and unwavering reporting. However, there is a very personal journey beneath his calm exterior. Cooper, the son of the renowned Gloria Vanderbilt, was pressured to follow in his family's footsteps while pursuing his goals. He made news in 2012 for coming out as gay, a decision he described as deeply liberating rather than for his reporting. Because it represented a significant advancement in LGBTQ+ visibility in the media, his coming out struck a chord with viewers worldwide. Beyond his career achievements, Cooper's sincerity and candor have motivated many admirers and emphasized the value of representation. His narrative, entwined with privilege and purpose, shows how leading an authentic life can spur acceptance and change in even the most closely watched environments. Number 7. Tyrone Power. In movies like Witness for the Protection and The Mask of Zorro, Tyrone Power, one of Hollywood's most renowned performers of the Golden Age, won people over with his captivating performances and striking good looks. But Power's life behind the camera was much more complicated. In a period of strict societal conventions, he was one of the first well-known actors to be rumored to be bisexual, having reportedly had relationships with both men and women. Despite his public persona as the ideal leading man, Hollywood insiders frequently speculated about Power's private life. Friends characterized him as thoughtful and gentle, often contradicting the public's view of him as a daring hero. Power was a pathfinder despite his inability to live openly because of his subtly subversive, quiet disregard of social norms. Although his acting career is untarnished, his hardships provide a moving window into the sacrifices made by celebrities in his era. Number 8. Kevin Spacey. Accusations of wrongdoing caused Kevin Spacey, a once respected actor with a stage and movie career, to plummet from grace. Spacey's sexual orientation had long been a source of conjecture before his public breakdown. His 2017 public coming out as gay was widely condemned as a diversionary technique due to the timing of the announcement, which occurred amid allegations of sexual harassment. Although Spacey's brilliance was indisputable, his reputation is now marred by controversy. He's best known for his riveting roles in American Beauty and House of Cards. Beyond his private scandals, Spacey's biography sheds light on a more significant problem in Hollywood: the relationship between identity, power, and fame. His demise highlights how the industry's once unquestioned power relations are being demolished in the Me Too era, and serves as a warning about accountability. Although Spacey's artistic legacy endures in film history, his life story serves as a reminder of the difficulties behind the scenes. Number 9. James Dean. James Dean's quick ascent to stardom and untimely death at 24 cemented his status as a representation of vulnerability and rebellion. Dean encapsulated the restless spirit of a generation with iconic roles in Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden. However, fans and academics are still fascinated by his mysterious personal life. According to biographers and close friends, Dean was known for violating social expectations by having relationships with both men and women. In a time when such disclosures might destroy careers, his candor with those closest to him was groundbreaking. Dean became an enduring icon of independence and authenticity because of his reluctance to fit in life and his art. Although his career was cruelly cut short, his legacy endures as a person who pushed the limits of identity and self-expression during a conservative period in American history, in addition to being a Hollywood star. Number 10. George Michael. The LGBTQ+ trailblazer and musical legend George Michael revolutionized what it meant to live a genuine life in the spotlight. Michael attained unmatched success in the 1980s and 1990s thanks to worldwide singles like Faith and Careless Whisper. At the height of his fame, he managed the demands of being a pop star in a less welcoming age, but his sexual orientation remained a tightly hidden secret. An unplanned public appearance in 1998 became a life-changing event for Michael. Rather than running away, he gracefully accepted who he was and made use of his position to promote HIV and AIDS awareness and LGBTQ+ rights. His candor moved millions, and his music celebrated love and uniqueness and gained a deeper resonance. Michael's tenacity and genuineness made him a cherished character whose influence exceeds his #1 singles. Even in the face of personal hardships and media controversies, he continues to be a source of pride and optimism for generations of supporters. Number 11. Anthony Perkins. The mysterious performer Anthony Perkins, who is most known for playing Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, had a complex personal life. Perkins had his secrets, even as his terrifying performances enthralled audiences. Although he kept his orientation a profound secret, Perkins, well known for his boyish charm and fragility on screen, reportedly had relationships with both men and women. He wed photographer Barry Berenson in the 1970s, and they had 2 kids. Despite this, rumors regarding his sexual orientation continued to circulate, reflecting the stigma of the time. When Perkins got HIV in the 1980s, his life took a terrible turn, and he passed away in 1992 from issues related to AIDS. His passing raised awareness of the illness and the difficulties of upholding privacy in Hollywood. In addition to his innovative performances, Perkins is now recognized as a person who successfully negotiated celebrity and identity challenges during intense criticism. Number 12. Liberace. One of the most well-liked performers of the 20th century was Liberace, the flamboyant virtuoso, famous for his lavish theatrical productions and glittering costumes. He enthralled audiences worldwide with his heroic demeanor and extraordinary piano skills. But behind the chandeliers and sequins, Liberace kept his personal life private. Liberace repeatedly denied being gay in the face of enduring rumors and several well-publicized court disputes, including a libel case against a journal that questioned his sexual orientation. He had to lead a double life to fit in with the social mores of his time. Disclosures regarding his sexual orientation provided further insight into the difficulties he encountered after his death in 1987 from symptoms related to AIDS. Liberace's legacy is honored today for his remarkable achievements in entertainment and fortitude in a society that required him to conceal who he was. His tale serves as a moving reminder of the price of celebrity in a cruel historical period. Number 13. Freddie Mercury. On and off stage, Queen's charismatic frontman, Freddie Mercury, was a mystery. With successes like Bohemian Rhapsody and We Will Rock You, Mercury, who was renowned for his operatic voice and unparalleled charisma, became a worldwide rock icon. Mercury rarely talked about his sexual orientation in public, preferring to let his music do the talking. In private, however, his sexual orientation was a well-kept secret among those closest to him. His later relationship with Jim Hutton and his close friendship with Mary Austin, whom he once referred to as the love of his life, demonstrated the dichotomy of his personal life. Mercury's death from AIDS-related complications in 1991 was a turning point in the disease's awareness-raising campaign. Following his death, Mercury became a symbol of unreserved bravery and originality, encouraging future generations to embrace who they are. Even in the face of hardship, his legacy as an LGBTQ+ icon and musical genius endures, demonstrating that his light will always shine. Number 14. Spencer Tracy. The quintessential Golden Age leading man, Spencer Tracy, a Hollywood icon best known for his parts in Adam's Rib and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. His decades-long romance with Katharine Hepburn captivated the public and was frequently referred to as one of Hollywood's finest love stories. However, a more nuanced truth was hidden beneath this meticulously constructed story. Hollywood insiders speculated that Tracy might be bisexual, which further complicated his already complicated personal life. Tracy, a devoted Catholic, battled inner turmoil and shame as he was divided between his private desires, public image, and faith. Despite being sincere, his connection with Hepburn was said to be based on respect for one another and sharing secrets. The oppressive demands of Hollywood's studio system, which required its stars to be flawless at all costs, are highlighted by Tracy's existence. His story is as painful as the characters he played, because despite his famed acting abilities, his private troubles show a man struggling with the limitations of his time. Number 15. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson, who starred in iconic films like Giant and Pillow Talk, was Hollywood's ultimate heartthrob. He was one of the most bankable performers of the 50s and 60s because of his rugged good looks and charm on screen, which defined an era. However, Hudson's private life and public persona were very different. Hudson meticulously hid his sexuality, even undergoing staged relationships to maintain his ladies' man character during a time when being out gay might ruin a career. When he received an AIDS diagnosis in the 1980s, his life drastically changed, and he became the first well-known person to fight the illness publicly. Hudson's courageous choice to reveal his illness made him an unanticipated advocate, raising awareness for the AIDS crisis worldwide and against social stigma. His tale is of great bravery, showing how a man renowned for his outrageous parts turned into a real-life hero in his last deed, establishing a legacy that extends well beyond Hollywood. Number 16. Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero's renowned portrayal of the Joker in the Batman TV series from the 1960s made him a household celebrity because of his brilliant smile and slick manner. Romero was well-liked by fans for his lively performances and amusing charm. His private life, however, was a mystery. Romero, a lifelong bachelor, was frequently associated with glitzy Hollywood women as part of the period's calculated marketing tactics. The fact that Romero was gay was well known in the industry behind the scenes, but he decided not to come out because it might hurt his career. Romero exhibited grace and confidence despite living in a period of secrecy, letting his skills shine. He's endured because of his ability to handle the intricate social dynamics of Hollywood while being loyal to himself, albeit in private. Beyond his iconic Joker laugh, Romero's legacy is a monument to fortitude and genuineness in the face of social pressure. Number 17. Robert Reed. Robert Reed personified the idealized father image of 1970s television, most famously as the strict yet affectionate Mike Brady on The Brady Bunch. Behind the scenes, Reed's private life differed significantly from the Brady's idyllic existence. Being a gay guy who kept his sexual orientation a secret, he was afraid that coming out might endanger his career in the conservative Hollywood industry. Reed was notorious for his meticulousness on set, frequently arguing with producers about scripts he thought were unrealistic or too romantic. This was a mirror of his need for authenticity, which he found challenging to attain in his personal life. Reed tragically died of colon cancer complications in 1992, with HIV being identified as a contributing factor. Colleagues candidly discussed his internal conflicts after his passing, emphasizing the tremendous strain he faced. Reed's story highlights the price of leading a double life to preserve a public image. It provides a moving look into the sacrifices made by many LGBTQ+ actors during Hollywood's repressive era. Number 18. Richard Pryor. Comedy pioneer Richard Pryor broke down barriers in the entertainment industry with razor-sharp wit and unadulterated comedy. He became a voice for the underprivileged as a result of his brutally honest stand-up routines that addressed issues of race, addiction, and relationships. Later in life, Pryor shocked followers by disclosing that he had dated males. His widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, attested to this. Despite the taboo nature of such statements at the time, she characterized him as a man who was not scared to explore his identity. Pryor's candor defied social expectations and demonstrated his daring outlook on life. In addition to his innovative comedy, he was a multifaceted person who consistently confounded expectations. Pryor's reputation is that of a groundbreaking artist who defied convention, as seen by his unvarnished autobiographical routines and openness about his hardships. His courage in accepting his complex personality gives his already legendary stature more depth and solidifies his status as a cultural hero who led an unapologetic life. Number 19. Charles Laughton. With his iconic roles in movies like The Private Life of Henry VIII and Mutiny on the Bounty, renowned actor and director Charles Laughton made a lasting impression on Hollywood. Behind his exaggerated on-screen character, Laughton dealt with the intricacies of his sexuality in private. Despite being married to actress Elsa Lanchester, Laughton's sexual orientation was well known in the industry. The pair avoided the constant scrutiny of Hollywood by maintaining a partnership based on respect for one another and a shared passion for the arts. The personal struggles Laughton experienced in real life were reflected in his extraordinary ability to give his performances depth and vulnerability. A true professional, he channeled feelings he could not express publicly via his work. Laughton's career exemplifies the perseverance needed to succeed during a period when social standards enforced conformity and silence. His legacy lives on today as a testament to the tremendous talent and unsung strength of a guy who had an indisputable influence on film. Number 20. Roddy McDowall. Known for his charm and adaptability, Roddy McDowall had an incredible career in Hollywood that lasted for decades. McDowall enchanted viewers with his skill and kindness from his early days as a child star in movies like How Green Was My Valley to his well-known portrayal of Cornelius in Planet of the Apes. McDowall's private life was marked by prudence off-screen. His contemporaries, who respected his quiet dignity in negotiating Hollywood's strict social norms, were aware of his gay orientation, even though he never came out in public. McDowall's interests went beyond acting. He was a skilled photographer and a well-liked character in the business, known for helping other actors through difficult times. His real character is attested to by the fact that he has maintained long-standing friendships with celebrities such as Elizabeth Taylor and Angela Lansbury. His bravery, grace, and unrelenting commitment to his profession and community are testaments to McDowall's reputation as a trailblazer, both on and off screen. Number 21. Laurence Olivier. One of the most famous performers of the 20th century, Laurence Olivier made a lasting impression on both stage and television. Olivier's career was a tutorial in quality and flexibility. and he's well known for his dominating performances in movies like Wuthering Heights and Hamlet. However, Olivier's life was a patchwork of complications hidden behind the plaudits. Olivier married to renowned actress Vivien Leigh, and Joan Plowright was said to have dated actors Danny Kaye and others. Although Olivier never officially responded to these rumors, they were widely known in the theater community. His flexibility in a culture that required conformity was demonstrated by his ability to maintain an impeccable public image while overcoming these personal obstacles. Olivier is still regarded as a genius for his achievements in theater and film, and his alleged liaisons give his life an interesting side. His tale is a tribute to artists' costs in attaining fame while preserving their inner selves. Number 22. Richard Chamberlain. Often referred to as Hollywood's King of Romance, Richard Chamberlain became a heartthrob in the 1960s after becoming famous as Dr. Kildare. Despite playing legendary parts in Shogun and the Thornbirds, Chamberlain's personal life was cloaked in secrecy. Chamberlain meticulously constructed a public image that conformed to social norms because he was afraid that coming out as gay would ruin his career. He didn't come out as gay until 2003, when he revealed his sexual orientation in his autobiography Shattered Love, which motivated a ton of admirers. The difficulties LGBTQ+ actors encounter in negotiating Hollywood's strict norms were brought to light by Chamberlain's bravery in living openly in his later years. Despite the problems, he continued a successful career, demonstrating that discrimination does not limit genius. In addition to his accomplishments in film and television, Chamberlain is honored for his courage in being himself. His story is a tribute to fortitude, acceptance of oneself, and the timeless value of genuineness. Number 23. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Known for his extravagant reputation, The Rock has always been mysterious about his personal life. His magnetism and close emotional ties to his male co-stars have sparked rumors about his sexual orientation, even though the public knows him as a loving family man with a lovely wife and kids. Rumors have been fueled by his unreserved fondness for his friends and co-workers and the admiration he receives from both men and women. His too-perfect persona has even been the subject of media jokes, making followers question whether his relationships with women are a front. Despite The Rock's constant secrecy, some admirers theorize there may be more to his story than first meets the eye. His ability to negotiate Hollywood standards, where masculinity and image frequently go hand in hand, makes his argument partially compelling. It raises whether The Rock is concealing a more profound aspect of himself. Number 24. Taylor Swift. The media and Taylor Swift's admirers have long been fascinated by her love life. Many fans and reviewers have noted the subtle nuances in the singer's music that hint a more complex story, even though she's never come out publicly. It's been suggested that her lyrics, which frequently deal with themes of love, heartbreak, and desire, may allude to relationships between men and women. Swift's tight friendships with female pals, such as her well-known Squad, have also raised questions regarding the nature of these relationships. Swift's lengthy history of advocating for LGBTQ+ inclusion and rights only deepens the mystery. Is her identity more ambiguous than it seems? According to some admirers, Swift's life might be her best creation, with her identity possibly acting as the ultimate story she's decided to keep hidden. The question remains, may Swift be figuring out who she is in a society that's constantly trying to define her? Number 25. Megan Fox. One of the few celebrities to publicly admit to being attracted to both men and women is Megan Fox, whose bisexuality has long been a taboo subject in Hollywood. However, her partnerships with well-known men, such as her well-publicized marriage to actor Brian Austin Green, have raised questions about whether she's free to be herself. By acknowledging that she's been attracted to both sexes, Fox has contributed to a change in the public discourse about sexuality in Hollywood. Many, however, wonder if her interactions with men are part of a bigger story written to meet the conventional standards of her profession. Many people wonder if Meghan is genuinely living her authentic life or adopting a persona formed by the industry, which leads to conjecture about her romantic life. For Fox, the situation is complicated because her outspoken acceptance of her bisexuality runs counter to the stereotypical image of her in Hollywood. Fans are still enthralled by her path, which also poses issues regarding the relationship between identity, celebrity, and conformity pressure. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon